Are you a savant on the autism spectrum? As an autistic person, do you have unusual talents in areas like math, art, music, calendar calculating, or feats of memory? Do you have a talent in some other area I haven't mentioned? Tell me in the comments below. Savantism, or savant syndrome, is the presence of one or more exceptional abilities, often in one of the domains I mentioned, and it occurs either in someone who has a neurodevelopmental condition like autism, or on rare occasion, it can also arise following a head injury, which is also known as acquired savantism. Also, on really, really rare occasions, it can even happen suddenly with no recognizable cause whatsoever, and this is known as sudden savant syndrome. Savantism occurs at different levels of ability, and usually the more impressive the ability, the rarer that type of savantism. The first level is referred to as splinter skills, and these skills stand out relative to the person's developmental or intellectual challenges, but such skills wouldn't necessarily be notable if they occurred in someone in the general population. The next level up are the talented savants, and these abilities would be impressive even if seen in a non-autistic person. And finally, we have the prodigious savants, which are the rarest form of savantism, and these are the types of skills that are so exceptional that they tend to attract public attention, such as with the mega savant Kim Peek, who memorized over 12,000 books during his lifetime and was the inspiration for the character Raymond Babbitt in the movie Rain Man, or Daniel Tammet, who recited over 22,500 decimal points of the number pi and is also a polyglot, speaking at least 10 languages. Now, while not all savants are autistic and not all autistic people have savant-like talents, savant syndrome does occur surprisingly frequently on the autism spectrum, estimated in at least 10% of people, if not more. While autistic people's overall IQ doesn't differ much depending on whether they have savant skills or not, there are definitely some cognitive features that seem to occur more frequently in autistic savants. According to a study by Hughes and colleagues back in 2018, those with savantism have more obsessional behaviors, sensory sensitivities, they score higher on tests of systematizing, which is the propensity for understanding and working with rule-based systems like math, engineering, and other areas of science, and they also tend to have better visual spatial skills. Mind you, autistic people on average tend to score higher in these domains compared to non-autistic people, but autistics who are also savants tend to be even more extreme in this regard. In that same study, the researchers also tested different groups' abilities to learn how to calendar calculate, which is the ability to give the day of the week for any given date. As far as savant abilities, this is the easiest one to train, and the participants were put through just such a training session. Now, in comparing the three groups, autistic savants, autistic non-savants, and non-autistic non-savant controls, the autistic savants and controls shared a similar rate of accuracy, while the autistic non-savants were significantly less accurate. However, the most interesting finding was that the response times, i.e., how long it took them to answer a given question, a given calendar calculation question, those times were significantly longer for the autistic savants compared to the other two groups, suggesting that they were likely using different cognitive strategies. Now, what those strategies are is hard to say, but the fact that they're taking longer to respond suggests, to me at least, they may be handling a large amount of detail, which later could actually support the development of a savant skill in that area. Mind you, this is just my personal educated guess, so could be complete bollocks, who knows. Now, most of the research suggests that savantism occurs in men more often than in women at the rate of about 6-1, which even outstrips the 4-1 sex disparity we typically see in autism diagnosis. However, as a woman on the spectrum myself, I personally wonder whether autistic women are no less talented, but may instead be prone to other types of talents that are less well recognized. For instance, the ones we typically recognize like mathematical ability, mechanical skills, etc., could be more male-heavy, while other skills like art may not show quite the same sex disparity. Unfortunately, there's no research on occurrence rates of individual skills, so we don't currently have an answer to that. But what do you think? Tell me in the comments. Do you have any talents or splinter skills? And if you're a woman, do you have skills in the typical areas of math, calendar calculating, music, etc.? Or does your ability lie somewhere else? If so, what savant-like abilities do you have? Anyways, thanks for joining me on this brief foray into this fascinating topic. I really look forward to hearing all your thoughts and experiences, because this is a side of autism I genuinely want to learn more about, and I want to learn from you. In the meantime, do please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, thanks again, and ciao.